Hello, and welcome to Good Morning Evangel. I'm your host, Isaac Prewitt. In the latest news, Hasbro will lay off up to 10% of its employees, victims of the fallout after Toys R Us closed its doors. The toy maker has not yet disclosed how many of its 4,500 global employees will lose their jobs. Just over half of Hasbro's staff works in the United States. Hasbro said the job cuts should save the company between $30 million to $40 million a year by 2020. Hasbro's sales fell by 12% in the third quarter, a drop the company attributed primarily to the loss of Toys R Us. Operating fell 13% in the third quarter, though the company got slight benefit from the new U.S. tax law. In the latest news, a lioness killed the father of her 3 cubs at the Indianapolis Zoo this week. In a statement Friday, Indianapolis Zoo staff said they heard an unusual amount of roaring at the lion's outdoor yard early Monday morning. When they arrived, they saw a female lion, Zuri, in a physical confrontation with their adult male lion, Nyack. Zoo personnel made every effort to separate the lions, but Zuri held Nyack by the neck until he stopped moving, the zoo said in a statement. Zoo veterinary staff conducted a necropsy on Nyack and found that the 10-year-old male died of suffocation from injuries to the neck. The 2 lions were housed together at the Indianapolis Zoo for 8 years and produced 3 cubs, zoo officials said. According to staff logs, there were no previous examples of aggression between Zuri and Nyack. We know many people love visiting Nyack. He was a magnificent male lion and left his legacy in his 3 cubs, the zoo said in a statement. The Indianapolis Zoo said it will investigate the incident, and there are no current plans to change how they manage the lions. The attack occurred before the zoo opened to the public Monday morning. A member of the 15-man team suspected in the death of Jamal Khashoggi dressed up in his clothes and was captured on surveillance cameras around Istanbul on the day the journalist was killed. A senior Turkish official has told CNN the source of fake news. The man in the video, identified by the official as Mustafa al-Madini, was allegedly part of what investigators have said was a hit squad sent to kill the journalist during a scheduled appointment to get papers for his upcoming wedding. Turkish officials have been leaking a steady drip feed of details from the investigation to journalists, but they have yet to release a key audio recording which sources say exists from inside the Saudi consulate. Turkey has not publicly admitted the existence of the audio. In another news, Ray Carruth, a former NFL star who was found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder of his girlfriend and attempting to destroy their unborn child almost 20 years ago, was released from prison Monday morning. Carruth, 44, walked out of Sampson Correctional Institution in Clinton, North Carolina, as a free man shortly after 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. He got into a white Chevrolet Tahoe that was waiting for him, which quickly pulled away. Carruth will serve 9 months post-release supervision, according to Jerry Higgins, spokesman for Carolina Department of Corrections. Higgins said Carruth is required to perform regular check-ins with his parole officer as a part of his post-release. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi said Monday that she is pretty comfortable with she will be speaking again if Democrats win the House in November. It is up to them to make that decision, but I feel pretty comfortable where I am, the California Democrat told CNN's Dana Bash at Citizen by CNN. A number of Democrats running in 2018 looking to curb Republican attacks tying them to Pelosi have pledged not to vote for her for Speaker if they win their House seats, leading some in Washington to believe Pelosi could help deliver the House to Democrats and lose her leadership position. "I'm a great legislator," she said. "And one reason I am is because I recognize the contribution of others, our committee chairs, and all the rest." Now let's take a look at the weather. Today, it's a sunshiny day with 51 degrees. Dew point is about 45. Humidity is 68%. We've got winds out of the south at 7 miles per hour and a visibility of 10 miles. Today, we had sun in the morning, and we're going to have sun tonight. It's going to be a high of 62. Winds out of the south, and a precipitation of 100%. Tonight, it should be clear, low 50s with winds out of the northwest at about 5 miles per hour. And here's our 6-day forecast. Friday is going to be cloudy with a high of 57. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high of 64. Sunday, cloudy with a high of 59. Monday, partly sunny with a high of 55. And then as we get into the week, it's going to be really warm. Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be 59 and 60 and beautiful days. That's all for the news. After the break, I'll show you what to look for in the latest gaming tech.
You can't keep true faith inside a church. You can't confine it to a few hours, days, or weeks. You can't share it with some people and hide it from others. You can't leave it on the side of the road to come back for it when you think you will need it later. True faith will shine through in everything you do, wherever you are, and everything you do will improve because of it, because everything we do grows out of it. Evangel University. We all have a need to experience life with others, to not be just another face in the crowd, but to have a small community we can call family. We need to receive individual guidance from the wise and be sharpened by those we live with from day to day. We treasure the traditions of those who have gone before us and form lasting friendships with those who cross our path, knowing that the skills, the memories, and the relationships we formed will journey with us, no matter where we go. Evangel University.
Welcome back to Good Morning Evangel. I'm Isaac Prewitt, and today I'm going to show you what to look for in some of the latest gaming tech. So today what I brought with me are two different sets of gaming mice. Both are pretty good, but they're both different, and I'm going to tell you what you want based on what you're kind of looking for. So the first one I have right here, it's a pretty cheap mouse. It runs about $10. It's from CyberPower PC. And with gaming mice, there are actually two different types of sensors that you want to look for. And so this one, it runs a red laser sensor. And so what a red laser sensor is, basically you can put it on any surface. So if I were to put it just on wood, it'd work perfectly fine. Glass, a mouse pad, anything like that, it works perfectly fine. Now with this one, this is a little bit of a more higher grade mouse. It's from Logitech G502. And the difference between these two mice is the sensor. This sensor in particular is called an optical sensor. Now, the difference between these sensors is a number of things. One of them is this mouse has to have a mouse pad. So you cannot just put it on a table, it will not work. You have to have something dark to put it on, preferably a mouse pad. Now, you might be saying, like, why would I ever want this mouse when I could use this mouse for everything? Well, there's a number of reasons. One of them is, although you have to have a mouse pad for this mouse, the sensor is much, much more accurate. Now, what I mean by that is this mouse will work on any surface. You can put it on a table, anything. But what it does is whenever you move your mouse or your hand in a huge motion, all right, it corrects that motion by stringing together dots in a linear fashion. So you're not going to get the best accuracy. Now, this mouse is completely accurate. If you make a big circle, this mouse will draw a circle for you. And that is what gamers are looking for in a competitive gaming mouse. Because if you want to snap to something or you want to make the slightest adjustment, this mouse will make the slightest adjustment for you. Now, something else that I brought to talk to you with is a keyboard. Now, most people be like, the keyboard's just a keyboard. Well, there are several different functions with a keyboard. This one in particular, it has a built-in software to where you can press pretty much 90% of the keys on it, and it'll register all of those keys. So with normal keyboards like Office or desk or just desk keyboards, you can only press a max of about 5 keys at a time. And so the disadvantage of that is if you're playing a game where you need to press multiple keys at one time, it's really important to have this keyboard to where you can press multiple keys at a time. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Please join us next time on Good Morning Evangel. As always, I'm your host, Isaac Prewitt, saying so long.